September 21st, 1941. 4 weeks ago, the German 11th Army crossed the Dnieper around Kherson and forced the men of the Coastal and 51st Armies to retreat behind the Perekop Isthmus, the natural entry gates of Crimea. And this week, with everyone's attention focused around what's happening in Belgorod, Kursk, Kharkiv and the Donbass, this week the 11th Army begins the Battle of the Crimea by pushing the Soviets away of the Perekop Isthmus and forcing the Red Army to fall back around Sevastopol. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second episode of this new turn in War in the East 2, the online challenge. And south of Kursk, there was an interesting development in the area of Sumy, where somehow, besides routing the cavalry division, exactly here, the 55th Cavalry Division, the Germans pushed back. I guess, I don't know if they were frustrated by not having closed this pocket, that they closed it now and then they just routed whatever unit was trapped inside. But still, I managed to I evacuated the first NKPS and a bunch of units over here, which are now not in the best shape ever, but still. The enemy marched in close to Kharkiv. Interestingly, what I have to mention is that Kharkiv is now almost besieged. Almost completely besieged. And when I look at the factory management, here in the filters, if I say on move, let's remove the imports. Here there are these symbols, and this refers to the type of factories that will be moved at some point. Again, I didn't know it. It took me like 5 minutes to realize that if you go to the factory management and you see these symbols, you know already which factories will be evacuated and from which hex. Like, this is fantastic. It really was mind-blowing for me. And if I look at Kharkiv, I have the Su-2 airframe, so where is the Su-2? So in 2 turns. I can move them now and suffer 100% damage, because I don't know what happens if the hex is isolated. Will the transfer occur naturally, or will I get the full damage? I don't know, I have no idea. I really have no idea. Yeah, like I have the T-34 chassis here. Well, I wanna try. I will move the T-34 chassis from Kharkiv to Nizhny Tagil. Yeah, I think should do it next turn. Hopefully it will do it. And it will be like completely damaged, because I know how it works. But yeah, anyway, I noticed this. And oops, yes. And besides that, there was one notable engagement. I call it the international engagement, because there were the Hungarians, the mountain, the security brigade, the cavalry brigade, the Italians, and the Slovak mobile brigade, all against 2 rifle divisions here that just surrendered. Yeah. Anyway, and of course the destruction of the 50th and 56th cavalry divisions. Interestingly, also in Crimea there was a push against the say Perekop Isthmus, which ended up in, of course, in a German victory. Which means that this week I will most likely disband these forts and I will continue the retreat into say Sevastopol, concerning the Coastal Army. And actually, let me reassign. I'm doing something that is insane, but I will assign it to this North Caucasus military district, because it's awfully out of range, but at this point I really don't care. I care about defending Sevastopol with all what I have. And yeah. While the 51st Army will slowly retreat towards the Kerch Peninsula, where I don't know if I said it already in the past, but I plan to build a fortress here. Why? Because this is, let's say, an escamotage that every pro-Soviet player does. If you build a fortress in Kerch, there is no way, literally no way, for the Axis to isolate this fort. I guess because of this ferry hex, that you need to control these hexes and or all of the ports here on the Black Sea. So good luck for the Axis to control these ports in 1941. And of course, if you control Kerch, the enemy cannot cross the strait, and of course the enemy cannot outflank you from the Taman Peninsula. So it's I would say a very pro move, this one, that I will do hopefully this week, if not next week. And let's say, besides that, there is nothing too exciting happening on the southern front, or in general south of Kursk, besides of course the central front not having nothing with which to defend this flank. I have two divisions here, the 35th and the 76th Mountain, still en route from the Caucasus. And yeah, let's see. I will do my best to rearrange the defenses here of the central front, but I don't expect too much, to be completely honest. And what else? I think I convinced myself to raise two fresh rifle divisions. I know that I will have like two duplicates of the 12th and of the 22nd rifle division, but given the, let's say, given the fact that in a couple of weeks, in December, in late December, I will lose 61 or 60 rifle divisions. I think that it's a good trade, you know, to train first one and now two more rifle divisions at the price of 60. It is true, and I have to say, it is true that I will also receive some reinforcements. And since I'm here, let's quickly have a look at the reinforcements arriving. Not name, but turn, between, let's say, 15 and 28. Let's just focus on the rifle divisions. Let's say, to either the Soviet reserves or the map. And I mean, 151 units is not too bad. Many of these units that you see that they arrive with just less than 100 men, and if I type 99, 50 units will be rifle divisions that were destroyed in the early phases of the campaign. So it's I mean, it's not too bad. It's bad because I will have to train them for at least a couple of turns in the reserve theater boxes. So yeah, let's see. I don't know, but still, I might train two more rifle divisions. I will disband them if I see that I cannot equip them or resupply them. But you know, it's always nice to have a couple extra of extra units on the map compared to your opponent. And besides that, yeah, the goal of this week is in this sector of the front to just reorganize the front line. And yeah, I will have a look at the reserve theater boxes at the end of the video. And yeah, I would say that's all, folks. And because I have nothing else to say anymore, it's time to jump into this episode. Alright, folks, so this will be a short one, because what can I say? While part of the Bryansk front has been routed, I would say 90% of the central front has collapsed. So now, what to do in this situation? Well, you are seeing it right now. While I'm hoping that my opponent has kind of exhausted the pushing power of his mobile units, to take care of my routed divisions, what I'm doing, and because what I think is the most logical thing to do, is to expand the logistics network behind the let's say the lines of the central and of the Bryansk front. I'm gambling. I am literally gambling because I have an enormous gap now in the lines of the central front. If I don't know if my opponent is still watching my episodes right now, but if he will be, let's say, if he's planning to attack against Voronezh, I would say that the road to Voronezh is clear. Um, it seems that my opponent could be going for a maneuver around Tula, but as always, time will tell. But for sure, like yeah, as I said, the majority of the central front does not exist anymore. The divisions have been routed. They have no strength, no nothing. So. My only hope is that either next week is raining like hell, or that my opponent just will not attack me. Because if he does, he will literally punch through the lines of the central front like a knife through butter. And, well, this will be problematic for me. But of course, on the other hand, if he pushes towards Voronezh, he will create like a gigantic salient. Imagine like the Battle of Kursk in reverse. And in this time, it will be like the Battle of Voronezh. Luckily for me, I did have and I do have some reserves which can be readily employed, and I'm thinking of maybe sacrificing part of the southwestern front to send maybe some cavalry divisions to the north, to the central front. But also, what I decided to do this turn, and I didn't comment on it in the opening, is to create a defensive line. Literally, I would call it a fallback line behind the river that now I forgot its name. I think it's the Krinka River and the Mius River, which was like historically one of the defensive lines that the Soviets built in 1941. Because I don't know what my opponent will be doing in the south, but given that he attacked me unexpectedly in the sector of Sumy, I decided on like this week on the spot to fortify the Mius River. And interestingly, I'm telling this for everybody who is watching, who is still watching at this point. I just realized this turn that you can attach 3 construction units to your fortified regions combat units, let's say. And interestingly, you can also attach artillery support units. Of course, the construction units will only, let's say, have an effect. They will increase the construction value of your fortified zones only when the fortified zones are not anymore depleted. So you need to wait one more turn in the logistics to send some manpower into those fortified zones. But I just realized that to buff my fortifications, this I think will be the golden strategy to fill up with I was about to say pioneer battalions, but these are the engineer sapper battalions, the Soviet construction units. To fill up with these support units my fortified zones to really speed up the fortification of the hexes of interest. Well, I would say, folks, that's all for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and as always, folks, I'll see you all next week.
Техникой боевой. Буду я отличником, так и знай, ты служить мне письмами помогай, 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 ты служить мне письмами помогай. Отслужу я в армии должный срок, не гасить